Conference, we'll be giving you the details of the tests, the results, the confirmed cases from the health department side, and my colleague Sri Sanjay will also give figures which are relevant, facts regarding migrant labor and other issues. Today we had 4 new cases which were confirmed. 2 of these passengers were from the Rajdhani, which came to Goa on this Sunday. So those 2 passengers have been confirmed positive. And then we have one person who is positive who came in from Pune by bus, by road. And there is one more case of personnel of Coast Guard who had come along with the team here to the Coast Guard for operations. So we have 4 cases which are confirmed today. That brings our total number of active cases in Goa as of now to 43. These figures as reported are at 6 p.m. because you see our labs are functioning throughout 24/7. Increasingly all our labs are being because we have a large number of samples of passengers, train passengers, air passengers who are coming in. So we have to freeze the results for a particular time so that we are able to issue our media bulletin to all of you in time. So 6 p.m. is the time that we will freeze the results at. The tests keep going on throughout the night. Whatever are the results of that, we will definitely include it in our figures for tomorrow. So the figures every day in our media bulletin now onwards will be as per 6 p.m. Today's media bulletin you will get immediately after this press conference. Now today we had sent a total of 587 samples and we got results of 543. We are still awaiting results of 52 more samples. Today 86 people have been home quarantined, 262 people have been quarantined in facilities, in hotels, etc. And suspects under hospital isolation are 5. So these are the basic figures that I wanted to share with you. Just for your information, I want to mention a little bit about our testing protocol because there seems to be a little confusion among certain sections of the media regarding what protocol we are following. Our testing happens with the help of 2 different types of technology. One is called the TrueNAT screening test and the other is the RT-PCR confirmatory test. The TrueNAT screening test is the first test that we use for the people who are coming by rail, for the people who are coming by road. We first take them, if they are coming through the North Goa district checkpost, we take them to our Asilo hospital. Similarly, if they are coming through the checkposts of South Goa district, they are taken first to our Hospicio hospital. Their swabs are taken. After the swabs are taken, they are immediately moved to our quarantine centers, the various residencies, you are aware of that. And then the testing is conducted using the TrueNAT screening test. Now, if a case comes positive in the TrueNAT screening test, the protocol as prescribed by ICMR is that it has to be sent for confirmation test at the RT-PCR lab. Our RT-PCR lab for the state of Goa is our lab at Goa Medical College. So only after the confirmation happens at Goa Medical College do we declare a case as confirmed. This is the protocol nationally followed. Now the labs that we have apart from our virology lab in GMC, which is the only lab for confirmatory test, but the labs where we are doing the screening test are Asilo, Ponda, Asilo as district hospital, Ponda as sub-district hospital, Chikalim Cottage Hospital, Hospicio district hospital. These are the 4 labs where our tests are going on. As I mentioned to you, because of the need to test each and every passenger who is coming in by rail, by road, by air, we have literally started functioning all our labs 24/7. Swab collection already had begun 24/7, but now we are also doing the tests through the night, through the day, 24/7, in shifts, of course, of the lab technicians. I would like to mention once again that there are no rapid tests being done in Goa at all. In fact, rapid tests have not been prescribed by the ICMR. There was initially a strategy, but then ICMR issued clarification that rapid test kits are not to be used and we are not using any rapid test kits. Rapid test kits are the blood sample based test kits which give you the result in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. We have not used a single rapid test kit. Right from the beginning of COVID crisis, not a single rapid test kit has been used anywhere in the state of Goa. The protocol that we have followed for train passengers, just a couple of words on that. You know that we had two trains which had come in, Rajdhani trains on Saturday and Sunday. Apart from this, of course, we have trains coming every day. Every day we have trains which are not terminating in Goa. They pass Goa in transit, but the last two trains which terminated in Goa were the Rajdhanis which came on. All that we followed for that is each and every passenger swab was taken at Hospicio Hospital and then they were shifted to quarantine. Now, depending on the results of the tests, we have been discharging the people. We have been allowing them to go on strict home quarantine of 14 days. For the air passengers, the protocol is quite similar. Today was, of course, our first aircraft which came in specifically with passengers. You are aware that we had 417 passengers who came in. Details, of course, will be shared by my colleague. I'm only explaining the protocol. The passengers who come, we screen them. We take their swabs at the airport itself through our smart kiosks which have been installed in the airport, as well as our other teams of paramedics as well as doctors who are deployed there at the airport. Swabs are taken and they were tested. They are being tested in both Chikalim and Hospicio labs. And then as soon as the swabs are taken, then they are shifted to the paid quarantine facility that they themselves have chosen. So in this case, since they came as a group from Italy, therefore the company itself has decided which are the paid quarantine facilities for them.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Those swabs are taken for TrueNAT testing or?
The swabs are taken for TrueNAT testing when it is used for screening. These are the passengers whom we are screening through TrueNAT. Yes.
At the airport also you are doing TrueNAT?
Yes, we are taking the swab to test it using the TrueNAT technology. When we send it for confirmation, if at all we get a positive result in the lab, we have to take a fresh sample and then send for confirmation to GMC lab. I would also like to just mention about our preparedness at the ESI, the COVID hospital. We had 100 beds to begin with at the COVID hospital. Ever since we started having fresh cases, we have increased our capacity to 170 beds. So to that 100, we added 70 more beds. And now our plan is to increase it by further 50. So the target is 220 beds. 100 plus the 70 plus 50, 220. 170 beds are ready. We are planning to increase it to 50 very soon. There are sufficient ICU beds and oxygen beds. The Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has asked us to pay equal emphasis and in fact more emphasis on the availability of what is called oxygen beds. Beds which can have oxygen cylinders attached to them so that the patient can be given immediate oxygen supply. The experience around the country and the world has been that the first option should be to give them oxygen supply. Only if that fails should we shift the patient to ventilator. We also have a dedicated pediatric ward at the COVID hospital. And our team from ESI hospital, from our DHS, the district hospital of South Goa, Hospicio Hospital, and our consultants from GMC are all part of the COVID management team at the COVID hospital. To ensure the safety of all the staff from police, from revenue administration, from the various departments who are manning our border posts, as well as those staff who are helping out every time we have arrival of trains and the aeroplanes, we have taken a decision to provide face shields. You know that face shields have been already used by quite a number of people who are involved in COVID management. It's an effective measure of social distancing as well as safety. So we will be providing, we have already in fact gone ahead and placed the order with the approval of the State Executive Committee for 500 face shields for the personnel of North Goa district and 500 face shields of the personnel of South Goa district. As Secretary Education, I would just like to mention that as you are aware, the 12th standard exam started today, 10th is starting from tomorrow. Chairman Goa Board and Secretary are here. They will be addressing you after this, so I will not go into any details. I only want to mention to you that MHA, the Ministry of Home Affairs, has given exemption after an application was moved to MHA by the state government. And MHA has given us a go-ahead to conduct the exams subject to certain conditions which we are already following and putting in place, including social distancing, including the provision of sanitizers, wearing of masks, thermal screening of the students, etc. All details will be shared by Secretary Goa Board as well as Chairman Goa Board immediately after this press conference. Such.
43 cases, no?
Yes, yes.
Hi, good evening friends, and today we had 2 flights which have already landed from Italy. They carried 168 passenger each. Third flight is expected to land at between 9:30 to 10:30. So total 417, as ma'am has said, seafarers would arrive in Goa, and after the testing they have been shifted to the quarantine facilities as has been advised by the MHA guidelines. Regarding movement of trains and migrants, I want to share with you April 3,847 people have arrived in Goa and 32,860 people have left Goa. By 11 trains which we have sent, around 13,448 passengers have gone to different states. 3 trains have gone to MP, J&K, 2 and Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, UP and Chhattisgarh. We are making all possible arrangements to facilitate the movements because these are friends who now wants to go home, and we are facilitating it as much as possible. On basic law and order situation, I just want to share the data. Our daily law and order situation report till 4 p.m. today. We have booked around 7,361 cases for spitting at public places, and we have challan 14,501 cases or people for not wearing mask. These are the details. Thank you.
Any proposal to stop any railway halt in Goa?
The Honorable CM has taken up the matter with central government. We are yet to get any final decision on it.
At the border checkpost, ma'am, the police personnel, have they been provided with PPE kits now?
You see, PPE kits are to be used in a particular hospital setting. We have already, as I mentioned to you, face shields for the police separately. We have already provided 100 and another 200 are on the way. They'll get it by tomorrow. But they have to, of course, maintain the basic safety protocol, the masks. We are also, in fact, exploring the possibility of giving them non-hospital grade coveralls. The coverall that can be worn as a gown on top of their uniform. Not only for the police, for that matter, all the staff who are there at our border checkposts. We are coordinating with a couple of well-minded organizations in Goa who want to sponsor it under their contribution, voluntary contribution or CSR. So we are definitely exploring that.
Ma'am, this on Saturday, 3 people came from tested positive who came from Calcutta. That day, 17 personnel, including police, were exposed to these people. Was anything done? All these people quarantined?
Yes. We immediately got the staff of the GST department, the border checkpost personnel, as well as the police personnel tested. Fortunately, they have all tested negative. We don't have any problem with regard to them.
Ma'am, do you find any problem when you talk about testing, especially when there's huge number of people who come by train and how it is in a day or something? Is it a problem to get them a whole lot tested or whatever?
No, it is a challenge, but it's not a problem. It's a challenge that we are very well equipped to meet. The days when we are expecting a large number of passengers, our entire team is put and deployed. For instance, on Saturday, Sunday, when the Rajdhanis came, we had around 60 teams which were readied. In fact, we got less numbers than we expected on the first train, and then, of course, the second train we got more numbers than we expected. So basically, we are prepared for it. The only thing is that yes, it's a challenge in terms of keeping our technicians 24/7 on shift. It is a challenge to the district administration to coordinate their movement, but definitely it's a challenge that we are more than well prepared to meet.
Because today even CM said that leaving that Saturday and Sunday train, which would not be allowed to halt, the other trains would come and all. So how would you be taking care?
You see, the other trains, that is a part of the national policy on movement of people by trains. So we have even managed the bigger numbers of Rajdhani. It's only that, you see, we are concerned that the number of cases in Goa should not increase. That is why the request has gone from Honorable CM's side. Whatever be the decision of government, we from Health Department and our administration will be fully geared to meet it.
Ma'am, some train passengers are having a complaint that a report are being given late, too late, I mean to say. So, How you see for
That is where we need the support and cooperation of the passengers also. This is being done for their own safety primarily, and then the safety of their family members, and third, the safety of our entire society as a whole. We request them to be patient. We require at least some hours to run the test, and then the results are done. As I told you, we are performing 24/7, so we are doing the best that we can. So a little patience, a little forbearance with us. It is for their own benefit, it's for the benefit of their family, and for the benefit of Goan society as a whole that we are testing them. Yes.
Are you prepared for the May 25 airports for opening up across the country? So I'm guessing Dabolim will also open. So what's your strategy?
We will follow the same protocol. We will not take the passengers out of the airport without swab collection. So we have enough facilities at the airport to manage the swab collection. We'll collect the swabs there. Then, according to the protocol for international passengers, they are supposed to be quarantined for 14 days. I believe that the Honorable Minister for Civil Aviation has announced that the protocols for domestic flights will be issued. We'll have to just wait for the protocol and see what is being stipulated by the ministry. We will be making preparations accordingly.
Do you think 200 beds then would be enough? Because obviously the numbers of people coming in will be more.
Yes, we do have a plan B as well. We have definitely projected to the future. We are not going to rely only on our ESI stroke COVID hospital if the numbers increase. We have our plan chalked out for how to expand as and when the requirement is. Let me also share with you that we are hopeful about our patients who are currently in treatment at COVID hospital to also get better, because hardly a couple of them are symptomatic. The rest of them are all asymptomatic. So we repeat their test. If we find them negative, then twice over, then we immediately shift them to our institutional quarantine for 7 days, and then we will allow them to go on home quarantine. Same protocol that we followed for our first set of 7 patients who are positive. So this is going to be a cycle. Patients will come, but patients will also be treated, cured, and discharged.
The government is taking over any private facilities to have as an additional COVID hospital.
You see, certain private facilities have already been requisitioned by the respective collectors, long back in fact. So those are there. The district administration has already planned for it.
And
Yes.
Madam, 2 questions.
Yes.
One is the immediate challenge, the next challenge on the COVID part is that to prevent community transmission. Is there a plan in place? What is the DHS coming up with? And does the government have a kind of a scientific advisory to handling this strategy?
You
Because-
see,
because you can't just rely on the central guidelines that come in this, because there are a lot of local conditions that need to be taken into account.
yes. The
What
next,
is the kind
yes.
of hierarchy that is in
Yes.
place?
The next challenge is not community transmission. The next challenge is local transmission. There are 3 levels to this. One is what we are currently at, imported cases, where each and every person can be traced back to a place outside Goa and they have travelled in. And we are testing them. Let me reiterate that Goa is the only state in the country which is testing each and every person who's crossing our borders, either by road, rail, or air. So, that we get to know immediately upon their entry that they are positive. The next level after that is local transmission. As you have seen in the rest of the country by now, local transmission is when the people who are positive transmit it to others in the locality. Now that happens only if you don't detect them early on. And you know that COVID is very often, the COVID infection is not symptomatic. So then when a positive person, without even realizing that he or she is positive, interacts with family, interacts with community, that's when you have local transmission. Community transmission is the 3rd level, where even without having a direct link to a person who's positive, there are cases which are coming up. So our immediate challenge is not community transmission, it is local transmission. Local transmission, we are making every endeavor, as I've just described to you, that we are making every endeavor not to have even an instance of local transmission. If we continue this protocol of testing each and every person who's coming in and we detect them at source, so to say, we will be doing enough to take care of that. The ministry's guidelines are always very helpful, but you are right, each state also has to evolve its own guidelines. For instance, you are aware that the ministry has a fresh set of discharge guidelines, but we are sticking to our earlier guidelines of the ministry, where you test twice and then you discharge the person.
Ma'am, Port is a main entry point. There is a 2 MPT and the airport. So it is an entry point of all the through the ship or maybe the flight. So special arrangement something has been done over there.
You see, when we initially got to know that to come by ship, we immediately made the provisions for the testing kiosks to be set up at MPT. 4 testing kiosks are there even as we speak. But so far, we have not had a single case of a ship which is docked at MPT. All the seafarers who have come into Goa so far have docked at Mumbai, and from there, after their testing, etc., they have come to Goa. But our facility which we had set up there, 4 testing kiosks remain there, because we are still expecting that sooner or later we'll start getting ships which will dock there at MPT. Now the protocol for arrival at port is the following. The people who are there, the seafarers, they will deboard, they will come disembark onto shore. There again, their swabs will be taken. They will be going back to the ship till the results come. Once the results come, they can be shifted to the quarantine facility, the paid quarantine facility, where again they will have to be in quarantine for 14 days. And God forbid if somebody tests positive, then we will follow the protocol for their treatment. So this is at the MPT. But airport I've already explained, so I'm not repeating that. Provisions have been made in both places.
Can you give us total number of quarantine facilities?
Total number of quarantine facilities, you see all our residencies, all the GTDC residencies are by now quarantine facilities. Apart from that, we collectors have requisitioned private hotels. The exact number of quarantine facilities,
19 RUs and 6 hotels.
yes. So the number would be anything between 25 to 30. I'm adding on the private hotels also, which are being used as quarantine facilities. I have the total number of people who are quarantined. We have currently 777 people who are under quarantine. They are spread across various properties, all our GTDC properties, as I said. Those are the places where we are keeping people under institutional quarantine. Then, of course, the seafarers who have come in from Mumbai, they have selected their own paid quarantine. Today, the passengers from Italy who came by air, they have chosen their own quarantine facility. But of course, that list is shared with us, and we maintain a close watch on whether quarantine is being followed or not.
Madam, in terms of numbers, what is the numbers that Goa can keep in quarantine right now?
That is a number which depends on the willingness of hotels to give their rooms as
What do
quarantine.
you have? With what you have already in quarantine?
You see, right now, as I told you, there was a point when we had quarantined at least 1,500, 2,000 odd people earlier. Right now, as I told you, currently undergoing quarantine is 777. So it is an expandable number. In fact, the tourism department has put in all efforts to identify enough rooms. We have rooms spread across both the districts. The master list is maintained by tourism department. I don't think rooms are a problem as of now. Paid quarantine facilities are readily available.
Madam, one last question from my side. See, there's this protocol where when you test them for TrueNet as they arrive, if they test positive, then you send it for a confirmatory test.
That's right, yes.
What happens with the negative cases? Because globally, TrueNet is known to show up a lot of false negative.
No, not TrueNet. You're talking about the rapid test. TrueNet, in fact, is a very validated technology. TrueNet is not a technology which is being widely used in the world. Number one, India is one of the first countries which have used TrueNet. So far, the experience with TrueNet throughout the country has been very positive. The false negatives have been thrown up by the rapid antibody kits. Many of them are used, many types of them are used, some of them are effective, some of them are not. But in India, as of today, ICMR has advised against using the rapid antibody kits. The problem that you are mentioning, it remains that you have to repeat this confirmatory test. What we are doing is, till we get the confirmatory test, we are keeping all the close contacts, all the people in fact who came into contact in quarantine. To just give you an example, when the Rajadhanis came in, we took the swabs. The moment we got a TrueNet confirmatory, in fact, we kept all the people under our watch for that reason. The moment we got a TrueNet confirmatory, the screening positive, immediately the people who were there in that same coach were isolated. They were quarantined. It is only after the confirmation was received that we have started discharging people. After completely sifting that category to see that not a single person who came into contact leaves our quarantine. This is what we are doing as of now. And just to give you an idea, ICMR has also approved the TrueNet confirmatory test now. So that will be a huge blessing for us because that will cut down our procedure of taking the swab again and sending it to GMC. They have just got the permission, the same company which is providing the TrueNAT kits to us, they have just got permission from ICMR, approval for their confirmatory test. Now they are awaiting the drug license from Government of India. Once they get that, they will be able to manufacture those kits. That will make our life easier.
Ma'am, I just want to ask you one thing is like how much help it has been from the Ayurvedic medicines? Like because yesterday the Ayush minister said that another 15-16 years time we could have a medicine from Ayurveda.
The Ministry of Ayush has said that there are some formulations which can be used as prophylactic. So there are homeo formulations. There was an entire Ayurvedic protocol. If you recollect, we had circulated it in every home, in every household during our house-to-house survey. That was a protocol circulated by the Ministry of Ayush. So whatever directives have come from the Ministry of Ayush regarding alternative medicine systems like homeopathy or Ayurveda, we have shared widely with our public. Arsenic albumin, which is a prophylactic homeo medicine, is widely distributed even today through our PHC and CHC network. And the Ayurvedic protocol, we have, it's like a, what should I say, a living style, certain things that you need to do as part of your daily life. Those protocols were circulated to each and every household during our house-to-house survey.
My question to you, sir. Sir, my question to you. You have mentioned about the offense about the mask and that for the splitting. So how much will be the fine and what the amount has been generated?
As far as fine imposed and collected, since we started these all actions, cumulatively our fine is 58,77,000. So since this lockdown has begun, we have collected this much. It includes all cases of challans and these lockdown violations. So this is the amount, 58,77,000.
Especially for the mask and split.
We are collecting 100 rupees per case, and you can multiply these numbers accordingly.
सर माइग्रेंट्स ट्रेन का कुछ माइग्रेंट लेबर है ना, वो लोग कितना बचा हुआ है अभी तक स्टिल?
In our portal, around 1.25 lakh people have registered. So we have sent around, as I shared, 32,000. So not all of them may leave. So we expect that around 70,000 more people will are expected to leave Goa.
सब मिनिस्टर बोल रहे थे कि ऐसा वेस्ट बंगाल का मिनिस्टर से एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहे, उसके लिए अभी तक क्या रिपोर्ट आ रहे थे वहाँ से?
अभी तक हमारी जो इंटर स्टेट मूवमेंट सेल है, दे आर टाइंग इट अप, एंड हमारी जितनी भी ट्रेन्स हैं हम उनको यूज़ कर रहे हैं, और हमारे जो सिस्टम में जिन्होंने रजिस्टर किया है, वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग देम थ्रू SMS information, and we are sending the people to the states wherever they have already booked the train.
So other states से कैसे response आएगा officially?
No, they are in contact, and accordingly they are setting up the trains. So we are in touch with most of the, including West Bengal. I want to confirm our state interstate movement cell is in touch with them, and they are working out the timings of the train and how it should move.
So border पे ये कर रहे थे कि border पे non goan को stop किया था, अभी क्या start करने के लिए अभी चालू किया ऐसा लगा?
Currently we have a movement pass system, transit pass are being allowed, and these information which I have shared with you, they are based on that passes. So we have a permitted category, especially Goan, and they are allowed, and that's why I said till now 3,847 people entered since 9th of April.
Arogya Setu that showing is 46 cases confirmed. You are saying 43.
You see, Arogya Setu app is not getting the up-to-date details. We have raised this problem. There are initially there is a discrepancy of 3 cases which has always been there. ICMR has corrected its data, but on Arogya Setu, that discrepancy remains. We have taken it up with the ministry. We have officially communicated.
मैडम ये कहाँ से ऑपरेट होता है?
कौन सा?
आरोग्य सेतु।
वो आरोग्य सेतु सेंट्रल ऐप है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का, तो पूरा जो पोर्टल है वो वहां से चालू है। Sorry? Yes, Yes, so Goa board is having a separate press conference. We'll let them address that.
So, sir, I wanted to ask you one question. Coming to interstate movements, if there is a delay from the other state, will Goa government make arrangement to send the migrants, make a train arrangement, or will
No.
you rely on them till they make arrangement?
No, as I said, till now our hands are already full. People who have registered, the state governments have deposited money. We are sending the people, and other states are contacting. Our teams are contacting them. They are also receiving their people from other states. So this is a continuous movement. I don't see that this situation
There has been
arising.
delay from two states, West Bengal and Bihar.
No, I see that as I said, based on our discussion, what we have, I have with the interstate movement cell, these things are being and things are being planned. Train will be planned as soon as we move. Initially, we had this. There was some restive movements among the UP migrants, so that's why their trains have been prioritized. Now they are leaving soon. So accordingly, whenever we have this contact with the full details with the West Bengal worked out, we will be sending trains to West Bengal and Bihar. We don't see any problem.
Is there any plan to hike this fine for face mask from ₹100 to?
No, till now we are sticking to this one. We don't have any such plan.
Ma'am, would you be able to elaborate slightly on your statement that you have sufficient number of ICU beds, oxygen beds? Could you elaborate with figures about that? And,
Yes.
And secondly, I also wanted to ask you about complaints that we keep receiving about the ink used for stamping for quarantine patients. So initially, when this issue cropped up, the director had informed me that the ink will be changed and that it has been changed. But today we received another complaint, a very similar complaint about skin infection. So I wanted to ask you whether,
I'll address the second question first. You see, we changed the ink. We had a fresh supply of ink through our chief election officer. Only the election officer is competent to order vials from the factory in Bangalore, the manufacturer in Bangalore. Ever since we got, from Mysore, sorry, not from Bangalore. Ever since we got that fresh consignment, we those. And to be honest with you, right from that day, even yesterday I checked with DHS, he told me we have not received any further complaint. If you have received a complaint, please pass it on to us. We'll definitely look into it. We did have some instances of those skin irritation and allergy reactions, and that's why we decided to change the entire set of vials of ink. Coming to your first question now, we have 40 ICU beds in the COVID hospital. That is expandable to around 60. Oxygen, the beds where we can have an oxygen cylinder connection are as of today. Something, it doesn't require a whole lot of preparation to have an oxygen cylinder connected. We have enough supply of oxygen cylinders across the state of Goa. If the COVID hospital requires more cylinders, we can always arrange for it. We are maintaining. So that's why I made the statement that as far as ICU and oxygen is concerned, given the ratio that we have to always, yes.
Madam, at the COVID hospital, the oxygen distribution is centralized or is it individual?
You see, centralized oxygen, you will have a centralized oxygen system, but then you need to have individual oxygen cylinders for the patients. So that is a number that I have in mind.
Ma'am, how many ventilators are there?
Yes, ventilators, now we have around 16 ventilators in the COVID hospital. And we have a total pool of around 100 odd ventilators across the state. We had placed orders for 200 ventilators. There was a global shortage of ventilators, you're aware of that. Now, the person with whom we have the firm with whom we have placed the order has assured that in the next week, he will be giving us 25 ventilators. And that subsequently every week, he will be able to provide 25 more. So by July, he is saying that he will be able to fulfill our entire order of 200 ventilators. All right.
Any arrangement for the Nepal migrants?
Our MET team is the team which we have a nodal officer who looks out the issue of foreigners. He is tying it up with the association and the MEA, and as and when the things are finalized, we will let you.
Just one last question.
Yes.
There is a lot of posts which come from quarantine centers where people are not happy with the bed sheets, the rooms. So what is your department?
We have a cell which is monitoring all these grievances, all these complaints. Whenever we get information, we are immediately alerting our teams. We have a team for each quarantine center. It's a mix of people drawn from different departments. We have people from the revenue administration side. We have people from our medical department side. So it's a combined team. We alert the team, and I think we have been addressing them as and when we have received information about any genuine grievance. Thanks a lot then. Thank you.
Thank you.